Alright, hopefully everything is back up here. I don't know why that happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but we have some changes. Second place is now held by Kyle Hosley in the 04. Third place is Jason Fensler in the 15. Sorry, trying to set up things, get people to the right stream here. Again, very sorry about that. Don't really know why that happened, but we are back, and we are live. Coming to the white flag of stage 1, actually, as Dylan Zamp has opened up a 6-second lead over Kyle Hosley. And I know your interval says about 7 to 6 to 5. I've got my own that is a little more accurate, so if it doesn't say exactly what yours says, that would be why. But the way things are running right now, it's looking alright for Noah Tansman, and alright for Dakota Bly. Tansman runs 9th, and Bly runs 11th, with playoff driver Nick Gardner in 18th, Jason Bottoms in 20th, Dylan Walterman has worked his way up to 16th. But Dylan Zampa is the show right now. Got a pretty clean race car in the 92Z. And he is still hustling that thing around right now. Change for second. Jason Fensler gets by Kyle Hosley. So we'll go catch Zampa coming out of turn 12 and collecting the green and white checkered flag as he's going to be the stage 1 winner here at Chicago. Second place looks to be Jason Fensler. And he will take that spot, followed by Kyle Hosley. Brad Ringer, who had some damage, he still comes home 4th. We've got some lapped cars behind. 5th will be Derek Riley. Back here just about to cross the line. Then Jason Seams, Ryan Seams, Corey Hassler, Noah Tansman. Remember, the top 10 after cross the line. This is where 9th place is right now. 10th even further back, just coming out of turn 11. So Tansman crosses it in 9th, and we'll wait for Cody Dorsey to cross the line in 10th. And then officially, that should be our stage break.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Here's the yellow. So Dylan Zampa, stage 1 winner. And an extra 2 points picked up for bubble driver Noah Tansman. So Brad Ringer is on pit road right now. I don't know if... Oh, he is all smashed up. Let's just rewind this, see what happened to Brad. Got into turn 6 here. I mean, the stage caution was coming out. I don't know if he knew that. Just drove it a little too hard. And a lot of damage for the 76 right there. So that's now where he sits, and that's what I'm saying. These guys just got to make it to the end of the race, and they will have a pretty good points day. Now, I think officially Brad Ringer still gets the stage points there, and Noah Tansman would not move up a spot. Dakota Bly would not move up a spot, but let's take a look at something quick. The bracket challenge presented by Custom Ink. This is what we got. So Ryan Seams, Matthew Young, Justin Stannard, Marshall Wilson, Scott Milner, David Chapman, Stephen Horner, Dennis Steele. So I don't think any of those matchups matter because I don't think there's a single one where both drivers are here. So kind of irrelevant this week, but starting next week at North Wilkesboro, it is going to be a pretty fun wrinkle for those not in the playoffs. Just whoever finishes higher between the two drivers in the bracket moves on to the next round. Let's throw up the admin box logo as we are under an admin box yellow flag. And let's hear from our sponsor at Admin Box. Thank you, Admin Box, for being a wonderful sponsor of Underdog Racing League. So we'll see if drivers opt to come down pit road here. I believe it was about a 21-lap fuel run, so I don't think it would be necessary. But we'll see how many do. Looks like it should be all of them. They head down pit lane. Zampa followed by Fensler and Osley. There's really two sections to pit lane here, so what we're looking at here is the back part. Here's all of the drivers, all the leaders in the front portion. Before the stream went on us, we saw Will Young. He was heavily damaged, wounded. He's worked his way back up to 13th, so for him, I think it's just damage control. Get to the end of the race, and you'll be locked into the next round. But we'll go up to Zampa, and we'll put that playoff grid back on the screen, and we'll try to do some math here at Underdog Racing League. Not really my cup of tea, but you know, we'll put the Admin Box logo up in front. Spencer's locked in. Gardner, he's in a bit of trouble down there in 17th position, but he's got almost a 30-point lead over Noah Tansman, over Dakota Bly. Dakota Bly is really the one he's got to watch for. I believe that is a 31-point advantage, and Bly would need to be picking up stage points to be able to advance on that. So Gardner all but locked in. Just needs to avoid disaster and a masterclass from Dakota. Jason Seams running well. He should be good. Dylan Zampa just won the stage. I believe that certainly locks him in. Seams got some stage points there as well. Young with no stage points. That deficit is 26 points, and if Will makes a mistake, all Bly needs to do is, well, not all Bly needs to do. He needs to finish probably second and pick up a ton of stage points here. It's really between Walterman, Tansman, and Bly is where I would look here. Those are the places where you could really see some things change. And Tansman, you can effectively move him to minus 61. Walterman did not pick up stage points. Dakota Bly did not either, I believe. I don't know how they're going to rule the incident with Brad Ringer, but I think that they will not give stage points to Dakota Bly in that scenario, and it wouldn't really matter between Bly versus Tansman because they'd both pick up one extra point. But this time by we are going to go green, so we'll see how everything shakes out then. But Tansman now has a 4-point advantage on Dakota Bly, accounting in the stage points. So those stage points are crucial, and we'll see what happens this time. I would expect a little less carnage and things of that nature. I would expect these guys up front to be able to stay up front. And Austin Gustafson stays out. I believe he probably flipped the stage. I don't have the ability to see that because of the stream going out there. iRacing crashed as well, so I don't have when he came down pit road last. But he is now your new race leader. But we'll take the playoff grid down and we'll get ready for some more fun racing here. Yes, Jason Bottoms is back on the lead lap. He took the wave around there. Brad Ringer, 19th, is the first car 1 lap down. And he's still out there running. Evan Logue, Scott Kerberg, Stephen Horner, all 1 lap down as well. So it'll be Gustafson versus Zampa. Zampa now outside row 1 rather than being the control car. He may be inside row 1. We'll see. No, it'll be outside. Left side is the inside going into turn 1. But a lot of movers throughout the field. Brad Ringer down 15 spots. Nick Gardner down 12 spots. Austin Gustafson up 10 with his pit strategy. Derek Riley, Ryan Seams both up 6. Scott Milner up 7. Dylan Walterman up 8. This is a track where there's going to be a lot of highs, a lot of lows. You just got to be consistent and make your way through it. But it'll be Gustafson and Zampa, your front row. Gustafson on the inside is the control car. And we're ready to get racing again from Chicago. Anywhere in the restart zone he can go. And the green flag is out. Gustafson gets a good jump, not a great jump, as Zampa fights back on the outside. And Gustafson clears into turn 1. Watch everybody on these colder tires. See if they can hang on. And we'll see what kind of speed Austin has here. He got involved on lap 1 of stage 1 in an incident. So right now he was able to pull away from Zampa and Fensler, being aggressive on the cold tires. And you saw how much Zampa gained under braking there. That's where he's been best all night. And then into turn 6. That's been a problem spot for a couple drivers tonight. Just overcooking it, getting loose on exit, having a little too much rear brake on entry and spinning it out. A number of catastrophic events can happen going into turn 6. Just ask Noah Gragson. But Gustafson continues to lead here. And this is obviously a very tight course, a tough course to pass. So I like the call from Austin there. Feels like he may have some good crew chiefing in his genes there a little bit. But I'm surprised more drivers didn't opt to flip the stage there, especially the non-playoff drivers. Maybe they thought they could go a lap down, but I think it's a great call. And I believe the way the fuel run is, you should be able to not have to worry. If you came down on maybe lap 5 during that, you can still make it to the end of this stage. Already on lap 16, this is going to be a very short stage with how long the cautions are. And Gustafson just has to hold on for a little longer here. Going down Columbus again into turn 6. Zampa is to the inside. He's there. Tight between the front two, but they keep it clean. Gustafson clear into 7. And he'll work through the carousel in 8. Front four separated by just about a second on track. And when things are clean between these front drivers, it is going to be tight all night. We've seen a number of drivers get involved in accidents, not really of their own doing up front. Now Zampa to the inside. He's been great on corner exit. Hasn't been able to make a move just yet. Here he goes to the inside. Wraps it around the inside. And he will take the lead away from Gustafson. Fensler looking to do the same on the outside. No, he's going to cross him over here, it looks like. And we'll see if he can carry this run down the back. Zampa clear and off. Now Gustafson trying to hold on to second. Ryan Seams into the picture there in fifth. Corey Hassler, after his first lap incident, just about spins it out again, but he's been a man on the move, working his way back up front. And Will Young there, back in eighth. Oh, Jason Seams. Looks like he got onto the brakes a little too hard there. Got a little bit of right front damage. Don't think it'll hurt him all too much, though. Maybe a little bit of wheel damage, but should be all right. I expect every car at some point tonight to have a good deal of damage, so can't say I'm too surprised at that. You see Fensler's car there. He's all beat up. Seams just behind him. Gustafson and Zampa are all right, though, first and second. You see Zampa now running away with things up front. Now Gustafson lets by the 15 of Fensler to his inside, and Fensler now moves into second place. Turn one has been the place where Zampa has not been able to hold off the guys behind him. So, and it's really been about the exit of turn 12. Just hasn't been able to get a good enough exit there, carry the speed down Columbus into turn one, and because of that, has lost the position going in to the first turn. But it's been a great drive from him so far on older tires, and it was great strategy as well. So if he can stay anywhere inside the top 5, I would deem that as a success for Austin Gustafson. Let's go on board with Jason Fensler here as he tries to chase down Dylan Zampa. You saw him slide it a little bit out of 7 there. Now on to lap 19, 2 laps to go in stage 2 here. And it's a battle we've seen many times before. Zampa and Fensler battling for the race lead. That last lap, Jason Fensler ran the fastest lap anyone has ran in the race. A 132.294. I believe the pole time was a 131.8, so even with that damage, he is still flying around. We'll see if Will Young and Kyle Hosley, those are kind of the two guys I would look for here. See if they can move their way up here. And Kyle Hosley, he's going to flip the stage here. Hosley in the 04 is on pit road right now. Justin Stannard doing the same. Will Young doing the same. So Young not looking to lock himself in with some stage points. Going to try to flip the stage just as Austin Gustafson did last time. Little scrape of the inside wall for Fensler there. We'll see if these guys stay on the lead lap. Now, maybe there was an accident. Oh, there's heavy damage. Okay, we're going to go take a look at that. Actually, we'll look at it under caution. We'll stay with the race lead here, and then remind me under caution to go take a look at that, because that is huge for Will Young. I assumed they were just coming down for the ability to flip the stage there, but no, that is heavy, heavy damage. It looks like for Brad Ringer, he may be out of the race. Will Young, Kyle Hosley, both the guys I was talking about, seeing if they could move forward. And you can tell, just looking at the leaderboard there, how much it split this field up. It's moved Noah Tansman all the way up to 7th position. Dakota Bly back in 13th, so that's going to be 4 more points. Bly has to finish ahead of Tansman. And Bly's been consistent tonight. It seems like he's been able to stay out of trouble, but just not looking like it's going to be enough right now. Now, things could certainly change in our 15-lap final stage. But here we are at the end of stage 2. It's going to be Dylan Zampa winning, followed by Jason Fensler, Jason Seams, Austin Gustafson after a good pit strategy, Ryan Seams, Corey Hassler, and then we will have Noah Tansman being the next driver. It looks like he's back here in 7th. Remember, the top 10 have to cross the line before we can throw the caution for the stage. So there's 7th across the line. Let's go find 8th place Dylan Walterman. A couple stage points here for Walterman will make him feel a lot better. Don't feel like he was too confident. I heard him in practice not thinking it was going to go too great, but here he is picking up some stage points. Nick Gardner as well, going to pick up 2 after early incidents for him. Then Cody Dorsey will round out the top 10 and throw the yellow.
The yellow flag is out.
So let's go to Will Young. I believe he's going to be the guy we want to look for here. We'll go from right here. Go to the far chase cam and just follow him around here. Hassler leading Hosley and Young. I don't know if Hassler will be involved. He finished 6th in the stage there. Hassler locked up and oh! Hosley just overshot it. And heavy damage for Young, Hosley, and I believe Brad Ringer was the other driver involved. Don't believe it was anybody else, but yeah, that is horrific damage for both of those drivers. And we'll catch up live now. And Young is still on pit road, so we'll bring up that playoff grid. He's really racing Dakota Bly at this point, so it's a 26-point gap with no points for Dakota Bly. I don't think he's going to be able to get Will Young even after all the problems Will has had to go through. So we'll go up to Zampa, your race leader, and I think, unless my math is wrong, somebody can correct me there if I'm off, but based on the stage finishes and things like that, it's really just between Tansman and Bly. This stage, Tansman picked up 4 extra points. Last stage, he picked up 2. So that puts him 6 points clear, just based off that. So Dakota Bly's got to beat Noah Tansman by 9 points. 9 positions on the racetrack if he wants to advance to the next round of starting at North Wilkesboro. But I believe if your driver is ahead of Dylan Zampa for sure, you are clear. Walterman picked up a couple points there, so that's going to at least help him out as long as he doesn't have a disaster final stage or Bly doesn't have an incredible one. But it feels like there's a lot of drivers now out of this race. Stannard, I think, is pretty done. Will Young might be done. Kurt Cairns is on an 8-minute pit stop. So those are 3 more spots that cannot be lost by drivers in the playoffs. But here they come down pit road. This time Austin Gustafson will come down. We'll see everybody bring it down. Seems like we're down to about a 6-horse race maybe. I don't want to discredit any guys, discount them, but that's what it seems like up front, at least the way these first 2 stages have gone. You see the destroyed race car of Will Young right there. So thank you to all you guys who have made it over to this stream. Sorry about the incident beforehand, but things are all up and running for now. Hopefully they stay that way. We've got a little strategy here. Driver the 17 with some Wild Bill soda on the hood. Derek Riley stays out, and he is going to be the new race leader here. Well, you're not out of the playoffs, are you? I know you're destroyed this race, but I think you're all good. Unless my math is wrong. I need to have some sort of program that automatically does the points for me. I'm sure that exists somewhere, somehow. Hopefully we can get that for next round, because relying on what my brain has to offer isn't the most reliable in a scenario like this. But you're not... We'll bring up the playoff grid. You're not fighting Noah. You're fighting Dakota, I think. Because 7th on up advances. And we'll check on Jason Fensler. I didn't even track that. He is fallen back to 7th. 46-second pit stop wasn't egregiously long there. I don't know why he's that far back. Looks like he used his fast repair, though. No, he didn't. Front of that car is still hurt. And Hosley started moving himself up here. There was chatter on the radios. I don't know what they're saying, but now Kyle Hosley is up here and in 3rd. But yeah, so Bottoms and Williams are almost certainly out. Unless, well, Williams is out. He's not racing. Bottoms would need to win the race. And yeah, he might have overshot his pit box. He had a 6-second longer stop than others, so yeah, that would be it. Usually on these pit stops, there's so much separation between the front guys that it doesn't matter on these road courses, but yeah, it looks like that one caught him. And Kyle Hosley, after terrorizing both Will Young and Brad Ringer, is up to 2nd. Seems like he had his fast repair and things have shook out all right. Oh, now he's moving to the back. Interesting. I mean, it shows he pitted on lap 20. Derek Riley also pitted on lap 20, but Derek Riley gets to stay up front while Kyle Hosley does not. And Hosley was never up front to begin with, so... yeah. I wish we had like a real official in my ear talking to me, but iRacing doesn't have officials, so it's not really possible. So I go off what I know or what I seem to know, and right now that's not a whole lot, but yeah, he got... see, I thought he just got a wave around there, yeah. But then he drove to the front of the field. I don't know if he was just being funny, just hanging out or what, but yeah, I expected him to be... oh, the wave around just put him up front? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I believe we have it all sorted out. Front row is going to be Derek Riley and Jason Seams, with Dylan Zampa, the man who's led the most laps tonight, in third. Riley takes it real wide there. Seams has to kind of check up. And the green flag is out. So is it an... oh no! Derek Riley has been dumped by Zampa. And now he moves to the race lead. I was going to say, is this going to be another masterclass of strategy for one of these drivers up front? But no. He just got sent into turn one. Let's take a look at it again. Boom! And there goes Derek Riley. So as we enter the final stage, the stage that matters, oh, Ryan Seams! Just a little drift out of turn 5. No harm, no foul. And we stay green. Remember, there are really no cautions tonight unless the field or the track is completely blocked. Now Zampa trying to get away from Gustafson and Seams. Second and third. Gustafson might have gotten on the inside wall there. Let's go a little farther back. Check on one of the drivers of interest. Noah Tansman. So he's running up in 7th. Right now, very safe. Just has to kind of get to the end of this thing, but if he doesn't do that, one driver driving 14th position, Dakota Bly is going to look to capitalize. So Tansman, I mean, he really doesn't even need to push this car at all to be through. Bottoms will finish behind him. Bly will finish behind him as long as he gets through these last 10 laps without problems, as Dylan Walterman has a pretty big impact there. Nick Gardner going to scoot on by. But yeah, safety is the name of the game. You could throw Walterman into that category as well. We can go back up to Zampa getting chased by Gustafson and Seams. 10 laps to go here at Chicago. Seams and Gustafson battling for second here. Gustafson to the inside. And he's going to hold that position for now. And remember, that turn 12, that last turn of the circuit, has been where he struggled. Yeah, Dylan Zampa changed numbers. I believe the 92 is his real life number that he races, so changed it to that for this week. Well, not for this week, for the rest of the season. And it looks like it's working out for him. Just ran the fastest lap of the race. And I always find it impressive on road courses when drivers up front who have a pretty big gap, they just throw the fastest lap of the race. Put it down. No real pressure for him to do that, but thought it would be fun, and he went and did it. Seems has not been able to find a way on by Austin Gustafson just yet. A little loose into 8 through 9 and 10. You see Seams is pretty patient on the throttle there, pretty patient with the shifting as well. And that time it looked like Gustafson got through turn 12 quite all right. That was Gustafson's best lap of the race, but still a second off race leader Dylan Zampa. Corey Hassler. What a lap from him. He was just 0.3 better than race leader Dylan Zampa. He's going to be one to watch here. Hassler's had speed tonight. Just hasn't had the consistency, I don't think, which is really the big thing at especially the street course here at Chicago, but mainly for all road courses. This is the first time we've seen Austin Gustafson up here on equal tires as the drivers around him. Last time he was a little better starting off because his tires were warmed up, but now he's going to have less wear as we go throughout the run, so we'll see if that helps him long term here. It was really where he started to fall off. Oh, Jason Fensler! Uh-oh! He's around. Just sent her a little too hard into the carousel here and spun that thing around. He's going to wait for Gardner to go by, and then he should be all clear to spin it around. He does so very well, and he's going to be on his way. Remember, he's locked into the next round, so this is all for fun. Maybe trying to add some extra playoff points if he can, but right there just went a little too hard, spun it around. Zampa now up to a 4.2 second advantage over Austin Gustafson in second. There's still a battle for second raging on. Even with Fensler out of the picture, that just moves Corey Hassler up to the next guy who's got a shot. That last time by, Gustafson ran only 0.2 of a second worse than Zampa out in front. And for a lot of these guys, it just gets better the longer you go on here. Not only just with getting more experience on the track, but the track gets much more grip as we go on here. Especially in real life. I mean, this is just a street. This is not a purpose-built racetrack or anything like that, so right away it's going to lack grip. And the more we go here, you can see right there, the line has started to develop through a lot of these corners with a lot of rubber being laid down. And it just adds more and more grip and lets these guys be able to be a little more aggressive each time around. Ryan Seams, that last lap, was the best out of second through fifth. And Gustafson ran wide there out of 2. Tried to slam down on the throttle on exit once he made the mistake. And he just spun him out a little worse. Seams through to second. And Gustafson now trying to protect third from Corey Hassler. It was always one of my most fun races to broadcast, though, because I know if I was out there actually racing, I would be having a horrible time. Just a very difficult track. I've mentioned the bumps before. It's hard to really show you that on the broadcast. You almost have to drive it for yourself. Sometimes you pick up the throttle and your car is just super light, and then you have these hills towards the back half of the track where it gets light, it gets heavy, and it's just so different from every other track we go to. Primarily we are at Oval Series, but we were at Road America earlier this year, and yeah, there's elevation change there, but that track is so much smoother, and I mean, it's a racetrack. It's built for racing. It's such an insane idea that this even happens, and I think it's awesome. 5 laps to go now, though, and battle for second's still on. It's been the best battle on track pretty much all day here, and I don't think it's going to go away before we end this race. So, second, third, fourth, and fifth are Jason Seams, Austin Gustafson, Corey Hassler, and Ryan Seams. So all 4 of those drivers are pretty comparable in speed, and been able to see that throughout this last stage here, and it's put on some good racing. Let's check out what the blimp camera has to offer. So you can go all the way up here, check out the tennis courts, some baseball fields around Chicago. I believe that's some railroad tracks, a couple more parks, and then you get more into the downtown area here. You know, I thought there was a fountain in the carousel there. Maybe I'm wrong, but can't say I know Chicago too well. Gustafson closes in a little bit there. But these guys have been pretty much the exact same speed, I feel like, for these last 3 or 4 laps. We had that one mistake from Gustafson, but that's really been about it. Let me see Dylan Zampa way up there. Now 5 seconds ahead of Jason Seams. And then you see Lake Michigan there, out in the background. The way it looks right now, this driver right here should be through to the next round. Looks like there's going to be no playoff upsets. The bottom 3 coming into the race are going to be the 3 leaving. Unless Will Young is right and I am wrong. Which could be true, but actually, no, he should be alright. As long as our point system is what I believe it is, which is just the real life point system. Now Bly is up to 12th. He's picking up a few spots here, but that's only 8 positions better. And I know we're under green flag conditions here, but with there not being a whole lot going on. Oh, we might have something going on back here. Here's Ryan Seams, Corey Hassler. But I bring up the playoff grid on my own here. Yeah, Young should be more than clear. Even though he thinks he may be out. Bottoms has put up a valiant effort here in Stage 3. He's up 12 spots from where he started. He's at 10th. It's just going to be too little too late. He had an engine failure last week. Put him out early and just wasn't able to really recover. I think next week is where it's going to get real tough. There are, I'd say, 7 guys capable of winning a championship, and 3 of them are going to have to get cut next week after Daytona and North Wilkesboro. So 3 laps to go now. It'll be 2 laps to go next time by, and let's take a ride around with Dylan Zampa and see how the dominant driver tonight was able to do it. Comes through turn 12. Obviously right now he's not going to be pushing it as hard as he maybe was earlier in the race, but still gives you a good visualization. And maybe if some of you guys are trying to learn this track a little bit more, you will be able to by watching Dylan right here. Through turn 1 into turn 2. Another sharp right-hander like many of the corners are on this track. Then you go down the long back straightaway. It's a little kink right here. And into another hard right-hander. 4. Or I guess that one's not a hard right-hander. 5 is. Then you get on to Columbus Drive. And then you're going to pray your brakes don't lock up. Send you into the Chevrolet tires there. Zampa does great there. Up over the hill into a downhill right-hander, which can be a little tough. Evan Logue having some problems out in front of him. Zampa just hoping that he can scoot on by here. But it looks like it's going to be a perfect sweep from Zampa. Both stages and the race win here tonight. As long as he can put together one more clean lap. We'll go check Corey Hassler and Ryan Seams. Seams got by him. We'll see what happens here. Neither of these guys are playoff drivers, and I don't believe either of them are even in the bracket challenge. At least, I don't think either of it matters for them this week. But still, both drivers want to get a good finish on the board. They're going to look to do that here. But it looks like things have kind of tapered off here, so yeah. We'll go take a look at Dylan Zampa and applaud his performance, really. Dominating performance again tonight. And yeah, that's another win on the season, and this time he was able to close it. Was really the only driver up front, maybe him and Austin Gustafson, who didn't have a lot of controversy tonight. Gustafson, I guess he even had that lap 1 incident, so I guess the moral is when you keep your car out front, it's easier to keep it clean. And there's a little bit of nose damage there from giving Derek Riley a shot. But other than that, a clean race from Zampa. Going to come through turn 12, and he'll be the winner from the streets of Chicago. First race of the 92, picks up, I believe, his 3rd win on the season. And while he was already locked into the next round via points, locks himself in with a win and picks up some more playoff points for the next round. So, dominating performance from Zampa. Jason Seams back-to-back runner-up positions, falling just short of the Zampa Motorsports drivers. And Austin Gustafson, I believe, gets his best finish of the year right there in the 18. And Ryan Seams and Corey Hassler, 4th and 5th, round out your top 5. Then Kyle Hosley, he comes home 6th, kind of a road course ringer at this point. And then Nick Gardner comes home 7th. Jason Fensler 8th after his spin in the carousel. 9th is Noah Tansman. He should be through to the next round. And Cody Dorsey rounds out your top 10. But we'll go catch Zampa, try to see you when he's going to get his burnouts done, and we'll get interviews for the top 3 tonight. I suppose anybody else who wants an interview, but Yeah, dominating performance for Zampa. And he, as well as everybody else you're going to see on this playoff grid in a second, everybody 7th and above going to be right on through to the next round at North Wilkesboro and Daytona. You see, I think Zampa's going to take it on the front stretch here. That's where he's going to do his burnout. It'll be impressive if he can do it without damaging that race car. Oh, spun around. I don't think he had the confidence to fully spin it around. There he goes. Oh, a little bit of rear damage. A little bit of rear damage again. Tough spot to do it. He's going to burn it down all down the front stretch here. Jason Seams is in the waiting room. Let's bring him in. Hey, Jason, you got me?
I do. How's it going tonight? It was quite a race.
Yeah,
exhausting.
That was good. I mean, you came into it pretty confident, and you come out the same way you came out last week. I guess this week in a little less exciting fashion. How'd you do it?
Me and my brother Flying Ryan talked, and we're like, let's just start at the back, avoid a crash, and next thing you know, we're in the top 10, and I'm like, hey, this might be pretty good. So it was a good racing with Zampa and Fensler and Flying Ryan and all them guys. It turned out to be a good race. I think it was a third, second in a row.
Yeah, I mean, a win gets you into the next round, but I think if you just stack up second place finishes, you'll be through just as you are tonight. What's kind of your outlook going into the next round here at North Wilkesboro and Daytona?
Well, I'm glad to stack up behind those guys, run second to them. They're good drivers. And coming into North Wilkesboro, I actually like the track. So, look to be up front. I was fast at Bristol with Nick and Ryan and several others, and we just happened to hit the wall on our own and wreck out. This one's a little bit bigger, but it's going to be a good race. It's going to be a hard-fought battle with us in the chase there.
Yeah, definitely. And tonight, the streets of Chicago, such a different racetrack that we go to. What, in your mind, brings the biggest challenge from this racetrack, or what is the biggest challenge?
Braking early. Oh, it's so hard to do. If you don't brake early, you're going to total out. And you think you're driving the car real easy, but your lap time's improved by seconds. So that's all I got to say. It's just didn't want to wreck out.
Yeah, definitely. Great race from you tonight, and we're looking forward to seeing you battle more in these playoffs next week, man.
Oh, man, thank you. I just want to congratulate everybody who finished up front, and just thank Wild Bill Soda and Admin Box and the race sponsor, and just let all the fans know we appreciate you watching.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you. See you then.
As Jason Seams, your second place driver. Let's bring in third place, Austin Gustafson. I believe this is the first time we're going to talk to him this season. Hey, Austin, you got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
You came home a third on the night, kind of off the back of some good strategy in stage 2, staying out. What was the thought process behind that, trying to get some track position?
Yeah, man. Lap 1, unfortunately, my teammate backed it right into my right rear, and he went flipping, and my toe link was just destroyed. So I had to ride around for a bit, and I jumped to stage 2, came down, used my fast repair, took tires, and then I had to stay out to get back my track position because I was riding around back in 15th, and that ended up working out for me because it's hard to pass here, so I was able to keep my track position.
Yeah, definitely, and it's such a difficult track. It's so different than any that we go to, but you're able to bring it home in third. How were you able to do that?
I mean, I really thought I could go for the win. Dylan Zampa was really fast. I used up my tires in the first 3 laps trying to catch him, and then it was really about just being consistent and not trying to go for fast laps and hitting all your braking marks and take care of your tires, just not spinning the tires off the corner or dragging them too hard through the corner. And that's what I did for the final couple laps, and I was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, definitely, and it was a great run from you, great run for all you guys up front. You had a pretty entertaining last stage there, and how is it like trying to stay off drivers with all the different braking points and things of that nature? Obviously, these stock cars don't have brake lights on them like some of the GT cars have. So what's it like doing that?
Yeah, really, just stay on the bumper, and then I brake kind of early. And I know people are watching the mirror going into corners, so they'll watch the mirror and brake a little later, and then their exit will be, kind of bad, and you can get a runoff. So really, just braking earlier and hoping people don't make a mistake and go deeper in the corner.
Yeah, definitely. Well, great run for you tonight, Austin, and we'll wish you good luck next week at North Wilkesboro, and we'll see you then, man.
Appreciate that, man. See you.
That was P3, Austin Gustafson. Let's go grab Dylan Zampa, a familiar face from Victory Lane. Hey, Dylan, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Great win tonight, dominating performance. What do you think made you just a little bit better than the rest of the pack tonight?
Man, I don't really think I was that much better. I think Jason was really, really good. But Jason Seams was really, really good, and Fensler. Even though Fensler had some pretty significant front end damage in that second stage, he was keeping it nice and tight with me right there. And but sucks to see him spin out and lose some spots, but he is locked into the next round. So I'm glad I was able to come out on top after how the last two races went. So those were two races I feel like we had a shot at winning, and this race we finally got a redemption back and with the new number, so that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, definitely. And we look to the next round, and it's going to be another round of Chaos, North Wilkesboro and Daytona. What's kind of your outlook going into that, and kind of what's your strategy to get through it?
Definitely when I see the short tracks, I kind of am just kind of nail biting, right? Like that's kind of where I've grown up racing in real life, which is short track. So, when we went to Bristol, I knew I was going to be pretty good there, and we ended up being really, really good and winning that race. So going in North Wilkesboro, just going to be, saving the right side tires and taking care of your stuff, pretty much like every track, but this track's going to be a little bit more tire saved and a little bit more cautious around other drivers because it is a really slippery track for a big taxi cab. So.
Yeah, definitely. And then, I mean, you got the win tonight, and I don't know. I don't know how much else I have for you, but I mean, dominated. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next week, man. Good win tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Just thank you to you and Wild Bill Soda for putting on such a great series, and looking forward to coming back to next race at North Wilkesboro and trying to do the same thing and repeat and try to take Jason off his throne. Me and him go back and forth all the time. So it's been a fun season, and really looking forward to duking it out with him again and Seams and everyone else in the top 7 that makes it. And also I just got to put it out there. My tire guy in real life, he's watching right now, and all the fans watching. If you guys want to put in the comments, it was his fault why we finished second the last time. So just put it out there.
All right. Yeah, well, you guys put on a great show all season, and we're looking forward to more of it in these final 3 races, man.
All right, thank you.
See ya. That was race winner Dylan Zampa, and I feel like I talked to him so much, I kind of ran out of things to talk about there, so sorry about that. But thank you guys all for watching, and before we go, we're going to run something quick from Wild Bill Soda, and then we'll get you out of here.
You're looking mighty thirsty. Wild Bill's pure cane sugar, old-fashioned sodas.
Thank you to Wild Bill Soda, our presenting sponsor, and it's just, they're an incredible sponsor. Put on a great series, and thank you guys for sticking with me tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had, but we'll throw up the playoff grid one last time. Everybody 7th on up, straight through to the next round, and we will see you then next week at North Wilkesboro. I was Chance.